the consequences of the U.S. midterms, which are underway and which we're tracking very closely as we speak. If the polls are right, if it is a Republican-controlled Congress, more likely than not, they're going to take a harder line on China. Is that going to put Taiwan and Taiwanese companies in an even tougher position, do you think?
Indeed, I think it is increasingly a difficult situation for not only Taiwan, but a lot of Asian firms in choosing sides. Simply because I think for Taiwan or Korea and even Japan, it's very difficult for all these chip makers and firms to produce without U.S. technology. And increasingly, we are seeing this tougher approach from the U.S., especially probably more from the Republican in the basically bigger scrutiny in terms of all this supply chain, especially related to high tech. So definitely, I think this pressure will only continue growing in the future. It will become increasingly tough for firms to actually decide where they want to export and where they put their plant and basically, it means that they will need to diversify. And there are a lot of uncertainties on, whether there will be a change if the Republican will take the House or both Senate and House. But I think that what we are sure is that inflation can actually become higher because firms will need to invest more in terms of, building two separate supply chains going forward.
Gary, where does this leave the central bank and the policy implications? Because you've got a 12.5 basis point hike penciled in for December, for next month. What happens after that? Can we expect some moderation to try to stabilise the broader economy despite the headwinds from inflation? Herein lies the challenge for all central banks.
Yes, I think for the Fed, definitely we haven't really seen quite a strong pivoting as we have seen in the past week. But in Taiwan, I think the story can be different. Because if we look at the historical basically decision, Taiwan hasn't really followed that closely to the U.S. And this time around, I do think that inflation pressure may ease a little bit because we start to see the overall CPI falling because of the falling price of food and energy. Of course, there is another component in terms of core CPI of rising, but that is simply be supported by services, which is a good sign because the economy is reopening. And in that sense, because of the growing headwinds, especially from the manufacturing sector, it's quite likely that the Central Bank of Taiwan will take a pause in 2023 to have an earlier pivot than the Fed, because I think Taiwan is definitely a smaller economy than the U.S., and it is essential to take care of all these SMEs or basically different uneven recovery in the economy. So it's quite likely that the central bank will be on hold.
Hi, I'm Emily Tan, and thanks for watching CNBC. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching.